Hi there, my name is Shady, and for the past 5 weeks, I've been doing a summer internship with a global financial institution and was placed within middle office. A bit about me: I came back to the UK 6 years ago after living in three Middle Eastern countries, and I hope to study economics at university. My top three tips for the interview stage. Number one, the most important thing is to be yourself. Whilst you're at the interview, do not try to emulate someone else or copy a certain style you read about. Just genuinely be yourself, and that will come across to the interviewer through your facial expressions, through the tone of your voice, uh, through your body language, and so on. You can never go wrong by just being yourself. Tip number two: listen carefully to the question being asked. Sometimes, with the nerves of the interview, especially the first few minutes, we try and preempt the question, or if the interviewer says something or a catchphrase, we associate that with something and then we go off a tangent and answer the question which we want to get asked about that topic rather than answering the specific question set by the interviewer. So always make sure that you know exactly what the question is, even if that means asking for a clarification from the interviewer or asking something such as, could you please repeat the question? Third and final tip is think before you speak. I mean, obviously, we're told that in all life situations, but this is particularly useful during the interview. By thinking, you'd be able to structure your response, make it more coherent, and add more detail into what you're saying. So sometimes as well with the nerves of the interview, you're asked something and just like a knee-jerk reaction, you just straight away jump in, dive into the question and start answering, saying the first thing which comes to mind. And 9 out of 10 times the response lacks sort of clarity, structure, coherence, and so on. So it's best to think, even if that means telling the interviewer, would I be able to take 10, 15 seconds to think about it? And in essence, that will show the interviewer that you're giving thought to the question. It will show him that you actually appreciate how important the question is and you want to think about it. It just shows a level of maturity. So these are my top three tips. Now going to my internship experience. So the most surprising thing about my internship was I wasn't expecting a steep learning curve. So because it's all condensed into 5 weeks, it's very sort of difficult to get your head around it all. So you have to sort of stay on top of the game, ask plenty of questions, and make sure that any new jargon you're met with, you should take a note of it, search it on Google, and so on. What I've learned from the internship, other than the investment banking knowledge and the shadowing and the experience I gained, it must be organization and time management skills. Sometimes you'll be set deadlines, such as you have to do this presentation by this date, and you have to work towards that. You have to accommodate the needs of your managers and team members. You'll be asked to do research on sort of specific topics, and you have to make sure that you're doing all of these various tasks in time. Something which all of you should do when applying to internships is you should put so much effort in the online application. It's a very important aspect of the process, and make sure that the information included is specific to that financial institution, because banks, especially now in such a competitive environment, they're receiving thousands and thousands of applications, and if your response isn't sort of relevant or specific to that bank, it would be seen as sort of not as good as someone who researched that organization and put specific details. So always make sure that is the case for you. Invest some time in the online application and it will pay off at the end. It will show the person, because it's usually the first step, it will show them that right from the beginning you're someone who's committed to that organization, you're committed to the internship. What I liked the most about the internship was, other than shadowing and doing some work with the teams, you had plenty of opportunities to do voluntary activities such as selling raffle tickets, and we had to sort of organize an ice cream event for the employees, so that was interesting. Networking is a very important aspect of any internship you enroll with, even if that means spending 5-10 minutes with employees in the bank. So, by selling raffle tickets, I managed to meet many people, sort of sitting not just around my team but around the whole floor, and that gives you the opportunity to ask them more about what they do, and it gives you more of an insight. It makes you, in essence, you're making the most out of your internship. You stay in touch with these people. You never know, in the future you might be applying to the job, they might be the person interviewing you. So networking is a vital skill, and make the most out of it. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all the best of luck.